Hello everyone, I'm Professor Aisha Humayun. I'm going to present the situational analysis of clinical trials in Pakistan, and I'm grateful to Dr. Farah Asif, Head of Clinical Research Office in Sheikh Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital and Research Center, and I'm immensely grateful to Mr. Louis Stanley, Webinars and Workshops Coordinator at the Global Health Network, Oxford University. So let's start with the presentation. Just a brief bio about myself. I'm FCPS and PhD, fellow of IFI, International Female Institute at Philadelphia, and with H index of 33 and more than 122 research publications. And fortunately, I'm among the top 2% scientist list of Stanford University 2023 and in 2024 as well. I'm a GBD collaborator, a TDR grantee, and DARD alumni, and I have been supervising 7 PhDs and examiner and facilitator at multiple universities in Pakistan. Clinical trial registration is very important. When we talk about designing and conducting a trial, the registration is now a mandatory part of that trial. It increases the visibility for international audience, and it also helps while we are submitting the manuscript. So World Health Organization, they have a platform that is International Clinical Trial Registry Platform, ICTRCRP portal, and it actually combines or collects the data from the primary portals, primary sites for clinical trial registration like clinicaltrial.gov. Here you can see the website of clinicaltrial.gov, and here we can have a clear idea according to the country, according to the disease, or according to the funding source. There are multiple options for to extract the data about clinical trials. So I have done some extraction and I will show it in further slides. So starting with the bibliometric analysis that I have done using the PubMed, and the bibliometric package of R is used for this. And the term that was used was RCT, randomized controlled trial with Pakistan in all fields. And by the searching RCT on PubMed, I got 1589 published trials. And in last 1 decade or 10 years, there are 1140 published trials. So it shows that the majority of these trials, they are in last 1 decade. And specifically in last 5 years, we can found 767 documents. And these are again more than two-third of the total published trials in last decade. So here in this slide, I have shown the bibliometric analysis showing how the affiliations collaborated. The size of the node and the width of the line connecting shows higher number of document produced and collaborated on. So you can see Aghan University here and it's collaborating with the University of British Columbia, and a more strong collaboration or thick line can be seen with the John Hopkins School of Public Health, with the Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, and with Liverpool University as well. But a little thinner line with the University of California. But again, there is a collaboration with University of Toronto as well. University of Toronto collaborating with the Dow University of Health Sciences, and Aachen University is also collaborating with Dow University of Health Sciences. And in Pakistan, and third university is Rifa International. So you will find these 3 universities in Pakistan, which are mainly the authors are from these universities and they are collaborating. Here you can see the annual scientific production in last 5 years, and in last 1 year you can see a hype in the scientific production. And here there are 3 field plots for first author affiliation on the left, the first author in the name in the middle, and the corresponding author country on the right. If this is last 5-year data, we can see Rahman A, and we can have another familiar name, Zulfikar Ali Bhutta over here. These are the top 10 authors and top authors, and these are the primary affiliation. And in this you can find the Aachen University and Yeah, mainly the Aachen University at Ripa International is over here. So other universities are not from Pakistan, and here you can see the corresponding author majority are from Pakistan and from USA as well, then India, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and Saudi Arabia. So now, top 10 sources of publication in last 5 years. You can see 135 publication from the Journal of Pakistan Medical Association, JPMA, and 76 from Ayub Medical College Journal, and it's likewise the 43 from the Journal of College of Physicians and Surgeon, and then the PLOS One, Scientific Reports, New England Journal. So you can see the top three journals, top four journals are from Pakistan. So now showing the cumulative sources growth in last 5 years, you can see the topmost is JPMA, Journal of Pakistan Medical Association, and on the second cumulative resource is from and this one is, sorry, this one is JPMA, and this one the Journal of EU Medical College. So these two are actually on the top. So now looking at the top 10 most published authors in last 5 years, we can see 26 publications are from Rahman A and Salim A, 24, Ahmad A is 23, Khan A, 22, and so on. They are very closely lying. So these are highly publishing, clinical trial publishing authors. So it means they are actually conducting clinical trials. So many. And there is Zulfikar Ali Bhutta, and almost all are within difference of 2-3 number. So if you look at this slide, you can see top 20 affiliations of the first authors in last 5 years. 475 authors were from Aachen University, and from McMaster University there were 312 affiliations, and University of Toronto 228. So these publications, their affiliation were of the first author were with these international universities as well. So these top authors, they are actually showing their primary affiliation with Pakistan and their secondary affiliation or the second affiliation with international universities. And again, you can find a few universities from Pakistan over here. Dow is here, and Rifa International and Sheikh Zayed Medical College and Hospital is here. So in this way, you can see how much number is being published that are that covers these 20 affiliations. So top 10 corresponding author country in last 5 years. The blue is single country publication and all authors from one country, while red is multi-country publication. So all other countries, they are majority multi-country publications. Only Canada, there are some single country publications as well. But in Pakistan, we have majority single country publication. That shows that we avoid collaborations, and it means that there is a need that we encourage collaboration and we help them seek collaboration. Thank you. So the next one is the most frequent keywords in last 5 years. In this, you can see human, female, male, adult, middle age, and you can see Pakistan in the keywords in 165 trials. So the most frequent word in the title in past 5 years, you can see the trial is the most frequent word 396, while randomized 284, and all the other keywords like randomized and even Pakistan is in 85, in which in the title Pakistan is reflected. So talking about the clinical trial registry, clinicaltrial.gov, and here I found almost 5.5 million clinical trials registered. And from Pakistan, there were 3,807 trials. And among these trials, early phase 1 trial were 37, phase 1 were 90, phase 2 179, phase 3 214, and phase 4 156. So majority of trials were phase 2, phase 3 or 4. Now, looking for participants, the almost 111 are not yet recruiting, while 635 are recruiting. 2,379, they are completed trials, and 19 trials were terminated. Okay. So looking into the age group, in out of 3,807, 1,075 trials were on children and less than 17, birth to 17 years. This age group was used, while the older or geriatric population was taken in 1,400, almost 1,400 trials. So when you look at the funders, that the funding agencies in 27 trials, that was NIH, while in federal agency, other US federal agencies were in 15. And looking at the pharmaceutical industry or other industries, there were 224 trials, while individual universities and organizations, they are sponsoring majority of the studies in Pakistan, and these are 3,629. So looking at the type of disease, these are the most prevalent diseases which I used these terms I used to search the clinical trial registry, and I found 138 cancer trials, 23 tuberculosis, 5 typhoid, 2 dengue, 158 tuberculosis, diabetes, 68 hypertension, and 115 heart diseases. So you can see more prevalent diseases are being researched less. Less trials are on the diseases which are highly prevalent in Pakistan. And now how we can interpret this data, looking at all those bibliometric slides analysis, it shows that the trials, Pakistan is actually not impacting the clinical trial industry, and we have a very little impact. We have very few authors which are actually repeatedly cited, and they are repeatedly authoring the clinical trials, and they are conducting clinical trials. We are less collaborating with other organizations locally as well as internationally, and funding sources are scattered in organization and institute, and we don't have a national level agencies like NIH or any other national level granting agencies for all disciplines to be covered, not just public health. So our institutes, there are very few who are actually leading ahead, and they are taking clinical trials. Only few authors are highly cited, so that I already have mentioned. So we need to work on that. We need to increase the capacity, and we need to train our young researchers in clinical research, specifically for clinical trials. In Pakistan, we have the population of Pakistan is 235 million and more than that. We have a huge potential to offer a platform for clinical trials. We have multiple diseases, and some diseases are highly prevalent, like tuberculosis, hepatitis B, C, HIV, and so we need to offer for clinical trials on these diseases as well. Here you can see the challenges. So we have infrastructure and resources challenges. We have inadequate infrastructure, limited funding, and shortage of trained researchers, which hinder the expansion of clinical trials. And we have a difficulty in regulatory environment. In TRAP, it is following the bias study rules of 2017, and but we are local clinical trial registries, they are not linked with the WHO list of primary registries, and that affects the international collaboration and recognition as well. So we need to work on the regulatory facilitation, and we have to facilitate our institutes, and we have to develop resources and work on resource sharing as well between developed and developing countries. So the opportunities we have a high disease, we are high disease burden country in many diseases, and I have given the example of these diseases. So we can offer clinical trials, we can as a clinical trial site over here, and definitely we can be more helpful, and we can in the clinical trial market, seeking international trials, and we can also develop our own local trials and conduct those. Academic institutions like Khan, Dow University of Health Sciences, and Sharifa International, these are the universities and institutes, they are actually collaborating in clinical medicine. So, by concluding this presentation, I would like to emphasize that while Pakistan's participation in the global clinical trial industry is currently limited, recent growth and the presence of reputable academic institutions indicate potential for expansion. And definitely, we can, if we collaborate nationally, we can collaborate more internationally. Addressing challenges related to infrastructure, funding, capacity building, and regulatory frameworks will be crucial for Pakistan to enhance its role in global clinical research. So, as example of this, we in the recent past, many clinical trial units are being established at different medical institutes and research centers, and these are actually their faculty is getting interested in clinical research, and they are, because they have a pool of patients and they were offering their services for international trials. Now they are also planning for their own local trials, and funding is definitely a big issue because even research institutes, they don't have local funding. Grant writing is another thing that need to be that expertise need to be developed. And I being in from Sheikh Zayed Postgraduate Medical Institute in Lahore, Pakistan, in my setup we are also offering trial training on designing the GCP guidelines, and also the execution and data analysis in clinical trials. And we are also making them familiar with our faculty and in local faculty with regulatory frameworks. So in this way, we all institutions in Pakistan, they can join hands to expand this culture, and they can ensure local collaboration. And in that, through this effort, we can achieve the desired place in clinical trial market internationally. So thank you so much for the patients listening, and your comments, suggestions, and your any queries, they are more than welcome. Thank you so much.